Hello, podcast listeners. We know podcasts are a great way to catch up on a program that you may have missed on KSJE, and it's provided as a free service of this radio station. But you know, KSJE is now listener-supported, and so while you enjoy this podcast, we hope that you'll also take some time to join KSJE. Become a member today. It's quite easy to do. Just go to our website at ksje.com/support and pick the level of support that best matches your budget. Thanks again for listening. Here's your podcast. Ten minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Thursday morning, the 25th day of June, 2026. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Micklin. Thanks for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air right here in San Juan County, New Mexico. Up in Durango, Colorado, we broadcast at 103.3 FM. And if you're listening to my voice anywhere else on planet Earth, you've gone to our website to listen, ksje.com, or maybe you're listening through the KSJE radio app, or you could have asked your smart speaker to play KSJE. We're glad that you are with us, however you found your way here this morning. Good morning, everyone. Also, welcome to our viewers who are watching me right now. The video of this program is streaming out live to the KSJE Facebook page and also to our YouTube channel. Coming up in the next few moments this morning, my guest today from the San Juan County Partnership. We are talking about some of their community surveys and community needs assessment. The results are in. We'll be sharing some of that information with you this morning and let you know how that information is used to make our community even better. So stay tuned for that coming up in the next few moments right here on KSJE this morning. Next hour, of course, we turn things over to Mick Hess, the host of Roving with the Arts, our weekday classical music program. That begins at 9:06. You can also connect with KSJE on our other forms of social media if you're into that kind of thing, like Instagram or Blue Sky or X, in addition to Facebook and YouTube. And if you're into podcasts, we publish podcasts almost every day. You'll find them wherever you listen to podcasts, so subscribe and maybe discover a new local program that you may have missed. You can also find our podcasts, and you can listen live and much, much more with the KSJE radio app. It's available now at the App Store and on Google Play, so check that out and take us with you on your adventures this summer. Outside our studios here at San Juan College, it is 71 degrees with some partly sunny skies this morning. We're expecting a partly sunny day today. There is a 50% chance of some more rain showers in the forecast. That would be okay. Today's high 84 in Farmington. More chances for rain, 50% overnight tonight, the low 64, and things dry out tomorrow with partly sunny skies on Friday with a high of 83 tomorrow, 63 for a low. The winds are going to kick up again on Saturday. We have another fire weather warning already, or watch, I should say, already for Saturday. 88 with high winds for Saturday, 64 overnight. Windy Sunday, windy Monday, windy Tuesday. Look at that, 4 days of high winds and overnight lows in the mid to lower 60s. Back with my guests from the San Juan County Partnership right after this on KSJE. In a medical emergency, stroke, heart attack, trauma, every minute matters. The decisions made in those first moments can change everything. San Juan Regional Medical Center offers advanced, comprehensive, definitive care. Available 24 hours a day for everyone in our community. When minutes matter, San Juan Regional Medical Center is here. Find out more at sanjuanregional.com. Farmington is turning 40 years of Freedom Days into a week you don't want to miss. From July 1st to the 5th, the city comes alive with 5 days of hometown celebration, tradition, and summer fun for the whole family. Kick things off with a Citizens Bank flag dedication, browse treasures at the Gem and Mineral Show, and stick around for crowd favorites like Party in the Park, the Ice Cream Social at E3, the Electric Light Parade, and the Fireworks Spectacular lighting up the night sky. It's a full week of community pride, sweet traditions, and jolt-worthy moments, all in Farmington. Visit farmingtonnm.org.
Now back to Studio A and the award-winning Scott Micklin Morning Program on KSJE.
Back in the studio this morning with my guests, as I mentioned, from the San Juan County Partnership this morning. Welcome back to KSJE. San Juan County Partnership Associate Director Selece Gathings is here. Good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning.
Good to have you back.
Thank you.
Also, Thomalisa Yazzie is here as well from the partnership. She is the partnership's Prevention Projects Manager. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Scott.
Thank you both for coming in and being with me, as I mentioned, to talk a little bit about some of this data that you've been collecting from the community surveys that you've been doing and some of the other needs assessments and things like that. And then we'll talk more about some other things too that the partnership is doing. But these surveys are requests that you sent out in the spring, correct, with the community?
Yes. Yeah, we have a couple surveys that we do. We have the New Mexico Community Survey, which is done throughout the state. And so we do conduct that here in San Juan County and just talking about some of the overdose prevention, what does that look like, and gathering information from individuals of what their perception is of what they know and stuff.
Right. Yeah. And those results then get combined with the results from other communities around the state then?
Yes. And so all the other counties, they put their data together, and then so we're able to look at each county's data results and then also throughout the state as well.
Right. Nice. And so you're all asking pretty similar questions or the same questions, so it's really apples to apples as we're looking at all these different results from elsewhere in the state, basically, right?
Yes, all the questions are the same.
Gotcha. And these are just, are they just surveys that you send out to folks that are in the community? Do they ask you for surveys, or how do you find the people that you're asking the questions to, I guess is my question.
Yeah, we usually go out into the community and reach different populations, and it's just San Juan County only, in the Farmington, Aztec, and Bloomfield areas. And so we just go out and they receive a gift card upon completing the survey as well, so that's a little incentive that they get after completion.
Nice, very good. But you do try to, I guess, kind of look at different ethnicities, different populations, different socioeconomic factors, things like that, I guess, too, for the results, to get as broad a sample, I guess, as you can, right? When you talk about surveys, that's important.
Yeah, because we're such diverse here in San Juan County, up in the northwest New Mexico, so we do like to get just a wide variety of responses from the different individuals throughout the county.
Very good. Well, you shared some of those with me this morning, so we want to share those with our audiences too, and talk a little bit about the results. And so let me show at least the first page of what we have, which was polysubstance use and opioid use rates, and these are the San Juan County results, right?
Yes, yeah, these are the San Juan County results, and so you can see on the graphs there, the green in San Juan County, and then the gray compared to the state of New Mexico as a whole.
Okay.
And so
let's take a look at that top line, I guess, right? As we look at the past year, you asked folks, did you use polysubstances in the past year? I guess was probably close to the question.
Yes.
And the results, though, are up, unfortunately, since the last time you asked the question, or from 2021.
Yeah, they did increase, unfortunately.
Just was 3.5%. I'm sorry, I'm just going to read it a little bit for our radio audience who can't see the graph. But up from 3.5% in 2021, last year was 8.2%.
Yes. Yeah, unfortunately, it has increased just because of the traffic that's been coming through the state. We always try to be aware of that, and working with local law enforcement as well, in combating some of those challenges. Got you.
Now, the other result is the past 30 days polysubstance use in San Juan County is 3.6% versus statewide at 8.1, so we're actually better than the state numbers then in that regard, right?
Right, yes.
And I wanted to just take a pause and really talk about the word polysubstance.
Sure,
because
please.
Thomalisa and I and our team have really been talking about that word and really wanting to educate our community on what polysubstance use is.
Right.
So, Thomalisa, can you just, in your own words, because we really are trying to get the word out. When we say polysubstance use, we mean...
Yeah, and that's kind of a new term, and so we're trying to get the word out of what is polysubstance use. So polysubstance use is using two or more various illicit drugs together to for the result of what they're intended for.
Got it. So you're not just using one thing, it's usually more than one, and that's the idea. Got it. Thank you. Very good. I think that's important because I guess that's probably what you find, I guess, most with some of these very highly addicted individuals are not just using one thing, they're using multiple things, thus the term polysubstance.
Yes, and so a lot of that we're finding is opioid, meth, and alcohol are kind of the top three polysubstance use that's being used in San Juan County.
Got you. So even an illegal and legal drug like alcohol together causes this polysubstance issue.
Yes.
And marijuana.
Marijuana's another one.
Sorry, cannabis.
Cannabis, right? True. That's another one as well. So very good. Thank you for making that point. I appreciate that. That's important. And then the other 18 to 25 use in the past year was 15.5%. And so talk to me a little bit about that number as well. That's the...
Oh, is that the youth?
The youth, right.
Yes.
Right.
So we are definitely...
That's higher
Yeah.
than what we're looking at, right?
Yes. And so we are, the partnership, we really are trying to keep a pulse on our youth. We've been doing some interviews. We've been going out in the community, like Thomalisa and I mentioned, trying to educate our youth on polysubstance use and how dangerous it can be. And so just looking at the risk factor, looking at hospitalizations, and I think the key to this prevention is really having some safe spaces for teens in this age group to really educate them on this risky behavior so that we could,
Right.
mitigate this.
Got you. And then again, the numbers that you found, the results of the survey are that these youth, and again, it's not just teens, 18 to 25, are using polysubstances at a rate twice of what you find in the rest of the county population. At least that's how I interpret that number.
Yes.
Is that right?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Then we see how it's compared to New Mexico, the graphs below that, and then the use trend of the past year. We can see it increasing from the 2021 to last year, 2024, 2025, and how it's on a, unfortunately, a steady increase.
Yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Got it. Very good.
Yeah. And
Go ahead.
I was just, we did some interviews with parents, school counselors. We've got a few opportunities to talk to youth, and we are really trying to wrap our brains and focus resources on trying to figure out why polysubstance use is increasing in our county. But from some of the input we received, it is becoming an acceptable behavior. So there's a lot of families and parents that are just, like, hey, it's kids being kids right now.
Right.
They'll grow out of it, but not truly understanding how dangerous it is. And as far as some of the information we received from the kiddos, when I say kiddos, the young adults,
Right.
they're hopelessness. They want something to do, fun here. They want some outlets. They really I wouldn't say bored, but they're misguided. And so Thomalisa and I have really been trying to be strategic in thinking about this next year and how we can really take the feedback, educate our community, but also offer safe spaces for our youth.
Right. And is it possible that some of these results, these respondents, are maybe using lesser, if there is such a thing, lesser addictive substances? I'm thinking like alcohol and cannabis, and that would be considered polysubstance abuse too?
Yeah.
And not maybe the harder stuff like opioids and things like that? I don't know.
They
What
are
do you think?
using opioids.
Or all of the above.
And I heard the word blues a lot. There are certain,
I see.
and then there's even a lack of understanding also, without divulging a lot. But
Sure.
I interviewed some kiddos, and they're like, yeah, we're terrified of fentanyl. Like, oh, we would never touch that stuff. But when we take blues all day. That's our jam. And not
Interesting.
knowing that actually the blues are
Yeah.
fentanyl.
Right.
So there's a lack of,
They just don't.
they just don't know.
Yeah.
Right. And how very dangerous that can be too,
Yes.
right? With the accidental overdoses and things like that we
Yes.
certainly hear about. And so interesting. And so again, it's the work of the San Juan County Partnership to look at this data, I guess, and do what Selece says, you say you're doing, right? Looking ahead. What does this mean down the road? How can we try to adjust these paths or figure out why these kids are choosing this activity, and what do we need to do as a community to try and either educate them or find other resources in the community to divert their attentions or give them something more productive to do, or things like that, I think, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and that's where, working with the community and getting their information, talking with them, and being proactive with them and letting them know that this is what we want to do. Like, how can we help you, or what are some of the trends that you're seeing? What can we work on, and how can we better focus and strengthen our prevention efforts with your help?
Right.
And being engaged with the community is kind of really is where we're going to get the answers. I mean, we have like evidence-based practices, curriculums and models that we can use, but if we don't hear from the community and engage with them, then we're not going to know what's happening on the streets or what's happening out there in the open areas.
Sure. And this data again is based on these respondents from the community, and so I guess you can use this, and others in the community can use this for grants and other maybe applications or articles or things to show how big the problem is, how it's growing, which direction it's heading. And that can help in an application or what have you to say, here's what we have going on here, and this is what we'd like to do to try to help these youth, young people, whatever. And you have some programs and money to help us do that. Let's get together. Yes,
definitely. Collaboration, partnering with other community organizations, other nonprofits, behavioral and mental health facilities. That's really kind of our that's where we're going to get our strength. And so sharing this information on our San Juan County Partnership data.com, it's public information and other it's out there for everyone to use.
Right.
And that's the whole, just being transparent with that information, and then keeping the open communication with everyone else.
Sure. Yeah. All these things that we're showing and sharing are published on the San Juan County Partnership's data website, which
Correct.
you can find from the main website as well. And so that's great. And I think a lot of community organizations and nonprofits use that, again, with their applications and things like that. So it's a great use of that resource, and it's great that you share that with larger community. Let's keep taking a look at some of the data that you brought in to share with us this morning, and there's a bit more to kind of take a look at. I think I cut off the title of the top bar, so what are we looking at the top? I'm sorry. Is it from the first page that I just cut off?
It's just, past your use by age group. So
Thank
we're
you.
good.
It's the use by age group. I got it. Thank you. The 18 to 25 and then all of the samples. So, but we can see that 15%, that's significant, right?
Yes.
It is.
To me. And then if we go down to the prescription opioid use and misuse, that would be the next kind of section on this page that we're looking at. And so we're a little bit lower than the statewide number, at least to begin with, right at 17%, just under the 18.4 statewide. And that's the prescription opioid use, any reason. And then the opioid misuse past 30 days is 3.2% versus 5.9% statewide. And then 18 to 25 use for any reason is 3.4% compared to statewide 18.8%. And then the last one is ages 18 to 25. The misuse of opioids is under 1%, just 0.9 versus 11.3% statewide. That seems to be a very promising number.
Yes.
I mean, we still have people that are misusing, but nowhere near what we're seeing statewide.
And I'd like to think that it's just like Thomalisa said, it's all the efforts within our community to work together to really come up with solutions. But I know that we have been working, especially at the partnership, through our prevention services and our team to keep this number as low as we can. So I think, we've got some ways to go, but to see the progress from what I've seen throughout the years, I'm pretty happy with it. And it gives us hope that, and it proves that what we're doing is working.
Right. Again, it's database, so you can actually show and say, here's where we are this year, this is where we've been, here's where we're going, we hope. And compared to the rest of the state, we're seeing some really impressive changes here in a positive way.
Yeah.
And so that's great to be able to share that as well. Next section, again, opioid use and misuse compared to New Mexico, and that's kind of, again, the bar graphs that we can see, and the use and misuse by age group, and again, just kind of showing that in a more of a graphical way.
Yes.
But yeah, very big discrepancies there in a good way for San Juan County. I think we're lower in all of the measurements compared to the state. So that's a good thing. And again, the partnership has been, I think, very aggressive and very loud about promoting and talking about the dangers of opioid abuse and misuse and getting the word out. And so I think that hopefully shows that the message is being heard by these groups. So that's good news.
Yes, it is. And just continuing, one of the things that we're working with with the current grant, with our grant project, is working with the community, some of the reducing stigma. That's also one of the things that we heard from our community members is just having to provide some of those services to the individuals, and they run into being stigmatized in receiving care and wanting care. And so working with some of the gatekeepers and maybe educating them and helping them understand what does that look like when an individual comes into a facility seeking help and wanting help. How are the gatekeepers going to react and assist with empathy and with compassion with the individuals that are coming in.
Right.
So that's one of the focus areas that we heard from our community members, and what we'll be working on in the future as well.
Gotcha. Very good. And so that's really important. And I think that's kind of one of those things that's changing slowly, maybe in society, and that stigma hopefully kind of getting less and less, and hopefully eventually going away entirely.
Definitely.
For folks who are seeking assistance and help and things like that. The other thing I wanted to ask you both about is the Youth Coalition, which I know is another important part of the San Juan County Partnership, and it's a way to get more information in and out into the community.
Yes, I'm really excited about it because I love kids. I love children 0 to college age is my professional experience.
Right.
So being able to really work with youth is really exciting. This is going to be a youth-led organization. Thomalisa and I have had some constructive conversation on how is this really going to look? Because initially I was like, we'll just get some kids and they'll lead it. And Thomalisa is telling me, look, we need some structure. And
little guardrails maybe, right? Okay.
She brings me back to reality, and I'm like, you're right. So we're looking at an after-school club, a weekend club where kids of all ages, genders, identities, anybody can come, feel safe, and we can do some cool stuff like intramural sports. We can have some teams. We can do art. We can do theater. We can do gardening. So many healthy outlets for kids because we're hearing that they're needing that. So we want to be the umbrella and the catalyst for that positive environment for the youth in this county. And so I'm just super. I've got a big picture goal of just really having a safe space for kids, but we want them to lead activities and what's happening and the direction of the Youth Coalition with some guardrails. We'll keep Thomalisa around to make sure that the guardrails are in place.
Very good. And is this something you hope to start in the fall with the school year? Is that kind of the idea? Right?
So we're hoping to have an August 2026 kickoff.
Okay.
So we're working on flyers. We're trying to get those out in the community real soon. But we'll have some more specific locations and times once school starts. We really want to get some buy-in from our school administrators and teachers and families before we pick a location.
Sure. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So like we say in this business, stay tuned, everyone, for more details on this Youth Coalition organization or group starting up with the San Juan County Partnership. It is also something that you hope maybe to have almost like a built-in focus group with these kids to maybe ask them about some of these other issues that we're talking about even this morning about
absolutely
stuff and pressures and
yes,
those types of things they deal with.
Focus group, and also we really want to educate them. The objective is for them to have a good time, but while they're having a good time, we're going to be teaching them some leadership skills. We want this group to be in the schools and them to be the leaders to say hey, I learned last week that maybe you shouldn't be mixing these two drugs together, just hypothetically, because it could be very dangerous. So that's the big picture in a very,
fun and
yes,
right.
They won't even know that they're becoming these awesome leaders, but we're looking for the youth to really lead and change because kids learn from their peers.
That's true.
So
much better than us grown-ups for sure, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's great. Very good. Well, good luck with it. Please come back and let us know how it goes. And as you get those the Youth Coalition kind of up and running, we look forward to that. I know one of the things I learned from the San Juan County Partnership through its Positive Norms campaign was, a lot of the things that we think all kids are on drugs, all kids are drinking, all kids are partying. And you use some of the data that you had gathered to say, actually, no, it's only this % of kids that are doing these types of things. And I thought that was really eye-opening for me and hopefully for a lot of other grown-ups to say, wow, not every kid is being crazy and making wrong choices and things like that, which I think is always worth reminding grown-ups about.
Yeah, we're going to continue that positive norms.
That's great.
Verbiage,
Yeah, very, very good. One final thing before we run out of time. It is the partnership's 35th anniversary this year. Congratulations.
Thank you. We're excited. It means a lot to have an organization within this community as strong as ours for 35 years is a big accomplishment. So we are celebrating in July, and it's a great accomplishment, and we're proud to be a part of the organization.
Yeah, very exciting. Well, congratulations and to you and everybody, and Anna, of course, and everyone who's been a part of the San Juan County Partnership over those 35 years. That's a lot of people. Certainly a lot of progress, a lot of success stories. I think I was saying on a previous show with our guests from the partnership of, back in the day, I can remember when maybe one of the focuses was on drunk driving and DWI, and that maybe not so much anymore because the community has kind of come together, and that's not as big, still a problem, but not as big of a problem as it was back in the 90s and early 2000s and things like that. And so again, they're able to put resources to other issues like what we just talked about this morning. And so it's because of the good work, I think, of the partnership and the looking ahead and figuring out where we need to go and how we can change some of these habits and things of the community. So good work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. Great to see you. Thank you both for coming back in this morning and sharing some of this data. Again, it'll be shared on the partnership data website and available to everybody.
Yes.
Much more.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. Thank you both.
Thank you.
My guests from the San Juan County Partnership with me this morning on KSJE. Did you enjoy that podcast? We hope that you did. And if you did, share it with your friends. And if you really want to keep podcasts like this coming, please support KSJE. You can do it easily online at ksje.com.